So I saw most of. I didn't watch the full thing. It was long. The technology Connextras about perceiving time, reading clocks. Um, Hamster is freaking the hell out. I'm not gonna feed you right now. What the hell? Anyway, okay. Um, yeah. So like, I definitely have the reading an analog clock, and to such a degree that the numbers are not what time is to me. It's absolutely the image on the clock, and it's like a status bar, like he said. To the point that in my eighth grade science class, one morning, the teacher was really mad at everybody. It was my first period. Um, really mad at everybody, and because they wouldn't shut up and sit down and get ready for class, and he was like yelling, and I was pretty much the best student in that class, so he like pointed at me. He's like, "What time is it?" And I look at the clock, and I'm like, um, I don't actually know how to turn it into numbers right now. You put me on the spot like that. Time isn't the numbers, right? I can tell you that class should have started 15 minutes ago. Instantly. What time it is right now from reading an analog clock? Not so much. Because that's not how it works for me. It's not the numbers. It doesn't matter what the hour is, mostly, because hours occur so slowly and infrequently that if you lose track of the hour, there's something wrong. Like you're you're on drugs, or you slept wrong, or something fucking crazy happened if you lost track of the hour. So really the thing you need to monitor is the minute. And the minute the minute hand is just a gauge of how close we are to the next hour. Right? So it's like, okay, it's basically like metering out these large chunks of time, which are you can feel intuitively, right? Going through the day, if you don't really have any sense of when noon is, what the fuck? That's weird. That's a strange thing. Something's broken. If you, yeah, like, I don't know. But right, 7:32. That doesn't really mean anything. That doesn't mean anything at all. That's nonsense. But depending on the time of year, I can tell you, based on the way the sky looks, that we're within probably 5 minutes of about 7:32. Sometime, like for right now, when the out my back window, when the mountains on the horizon are glowing pink, and the ground up to that point is dark, and the sky is light blue. It's about 7:30 in the morning. In a few months, it's going to be earlier when that happens. Um, or if it's right around sunset, it's right about 5:30. Right about 5:30. But I mean, within 10 minutes, I don't really give a shit. If it's 5:20, whatever. It's about 5:30. And this is a thing that like my students always had a problem with. They would have a clock in the classroom, and they'd be constantly asking me what time it is. I'm like, I don't think your obsession with the number is helping you. Because you have no sense of when break time is, when class is over, when lunchtime is. You have no sense of that looking at the clock. You're unable to look at that and be like, okay, it's 5 minutes away. Okay, it's 15 minutes away. Like, because you're obsessed with the number and you're giving that priority. That's what makes you unable to read an analog clock. Because an analog clock doesn't tell you the number. The number is an abstraction, like he mentioned in Technology Connextras. The number is an abstraction that's takes a lot of work to get to and ultimately isn't informative. Because we don't use base 60 anymore. So 47 out of 60, what is that? Just over 3/4, just marginally over 3/4. How is it different than 48 out of 60? How is it different than 43 out of 60? Right, like, but you see it with a minute hand represented. Oh, instantly understand what that means, because it doesn't mean the number, right? So it's funny to me that people who are shit at basic arithmetic are obsessed with the number, the numerical time. Like, you got this wrong. Because to make sense out of the number, you have to be really good at fractions and multiplication and addition and subtraction and, basic arithmetic. You have to be really good at that shit. And it's like, the fact that you're not comprehending the amount of actual mental math work that's required to make sense of the number time is just a demonstration of how poorly you comprehend time by prioritizing the number. You don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing at all. you know? Yeah. I don't know. I definitely identified with the things he was saying. I don't really think that I have anything to add. Just, holy shit, this hamster is going crazy. She's like dancing, like begging for food. But she's not going to eat it. She's going to bury it. I don't know why it's so exciting. Okay. Happy New Year, little hamster. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. I'll make another video with the hamster. Yeah. The number time. Bullshit. It's bullshit.